Well, I didn't vlog yesterday, and I'm sorry for that. I went to work, or I got up and ate, and my day just went by fast, and I went to work, and I had a great night at work. Um, in fact, I was able to get another shift for tonight, so I'm really excited about that. And not much is really going on. Um, I have an Instagram, and so I've been posting a lot on my Instagram, and some things had happened a few months ago. We lost some family members. We lost a 6-year-old and his dad, and my nephew's wife. They were out boating, and boating accident turned into a tragic ordeal. And so for my grieving, I've been posting on Instagram letters to him, and somebody had left a comment on my Instagram and told me thank you, and it was very inspirational and stuff like that. And I just thought, I'm glad that somebody can read it and feel good. I mean, because writing letters to them makes me feel okay. I have my good days, I have my bad days, and sometimes when I have my bad days, I write to them, and sometimes when I have my good days, I write to them and I tell them what's going on here at home. And so it just was kind of nice. And last night my daughter and I, we had a talk, and it made me think. Everybody always says tomorrow we'll do this, or later we'll do this, and or next week we'll do this. But you can't always count on tomorrow. You can't always count on today. Later today, you can't count on it. So if you're going to do something, if you want to say something, say it like right now. Tell the person that you love what they really mean to you. Tell the person that has hurt you how much they really hurt you. Talk it through. And if you're grieving, it's okay to grieve. It's been 2 months, and I'm still grieving. We're still grieving. It's hard to not see my little nephew, who's so energetic, running and getting into stuff and causing, a ruckus or something. And it's just one of those things that you don't want to put off, because I would give anything to have my 6-year-old nephew and my older nephew back. I'd give anything to look out my window and see his truck pull up, and then my nephews come in and tell me, can I have a cookie? And I always have cookies for them. I always had an emergency stash of cookies. So when they came over, they just come right into me, and I'd be in the kitchen, and they knew that I'd give them a cookie. And their dad, my nephew, would always tell me, "Oh, Aunt Brandy, they're gonna make a mess. They're gonna get it all over the truck, all over themselves." And I'd always tell them, "It's cookie. It'll wash. Throw it in the washer. Get a rag and wipe it down in your truck. It's memories." So I've learned to let go of the anger that I've had towards people, and I've learned to tell people, "You really hurt me. I don't want to be hurt, and I don't want to lose you because you hurt me." I've learned to tell people how much they mean to me. It's tough. Last night I was at work, and one of the girls I work with was talking about going out to the lake with her nephews, and she needed to buy them life jackets. And I told her, "You buy yourself a life jacket too. You buy one for yourself. I said, that's important. And she asked me why, and I had to tell her. Because my nephew took his boys out for a fishing trip. The kids, they had life jackets, but they didn't. The adults did not. My 6-year-old nephew stood up and fell and hit his head, and he fell out of the boat. And my older nephew jumped out of the boat to go get him. And when he did, the boat flipped over. And he was gone, she was gone, and they went through the dam. And they couldn't find him. My 4-year-old little nephew, who also had a life jacket on, come up, and all he saw was his brother in the water, but couldn't find his dad and couldn't find his stepmom. So the only survivor of that trip, a family of 4, came up one, and that was my 4-year-old nephew. So I told her, you wear a life jacket when you go out with your nephews and your niece. I said, because if something was to happen, then you'll come up. One way or another, you're going to come up. And I said, because you don't know, because had he known that was going to happen that day, he would never gotten on that boat, or he would have made sure that he had a life jacket on. So you have so many questions. They asked me why did he knew the water was choppy, he knew the water was high. Why did he get? I don't have answers for that. We're never going to have that answer. So the people that you're mad at, the people that you're hurt with, let it go. Let it go. Because if you're not mad at, if you're mad at them, that means you still care about them. They've hurt you. And if they hurt you, tell them and get it resolved. Because at one time, they were important to you. And the people that you love, tell them. Tell them every day how much you love them. Tell them how appreciative you are of them. I read posts of my nephew's mom writing to her little boy. And the one that struck out was the 3 hours that she had with him that day before he went with his dad. And the conversations and the jokes and the laughter and the silliness of a 6-year-old. And how she would give anything to have him back one more time, to have another conversation with him. So this may be a serious little vlog right now, but it's advice to you. And the friends that you have, cherish them. The true friends that you have, cherish them. Find out who your true, real friends are. And your true, real friends are the ones who's going to stick by you no matter what happens. They're going to be the ones that are there for you through good times, through bad times, through boring times, through just whatever. But they're going to be right there. My friend Melody is one of those friends. She is a true friend. The day that it happened, I was not functionable. I couldn't function. And she sat outside on my porch, until I woke up that next morning. She sat outside until I woke up. Because she didn't want me to wake up and be by myself. So, and she stayed with me all day long to make sure that I ate, to make sure that the things I had to think about, she could think for me, because I couldn't think. I couldn't even talk. I mean, everything was just, I don't know. Those were friends. She put everything that she had to do that day aside. She didn't do it. She stayed here with me. So, I don't mean to be all emotional and sad, but I mean, they're in heaven. I believe they're in heaven. And I believe that they're up there with my father-in-law. And I bet that my father-in-law is having a field day with my little nephew. I mean, that was his first great nephew. Or his first great grandson. So I bet he is having a field day with him. Because my father-in-law was a good man. I loved my father-in-law. I miss him. But the people you lose to death or tragic accidents, don't stop talking about them. Because when you stop talking about them, is when you forget what piece of happiness they've given to you. You forget that they're even here. But when you remember them, it's like they're here. They're with you, and they haven't left you. So don't stop talking about your loved ones. But that is all for now, because I must go and get ready for work. It is Wednesday, and I work until 8. Maybe I have a day off tomorrow. Maybe. But that's okay if I don't, because that's just more money on my paycheck. And more tips I make. The life of a waitress. Hey everybody, sorry I didn't post last night. I was tired when I got home from work. But it's like it's about 12 o'clock, a little after 12, something like that. I don't even know what time it is. But yeah, I just got up. I've been awake, but I laid in bed and wanted to go back to sleep, but my brain was like, no, we need to get up. But my body was like, let's stay in bed. So nope, so here I am. I don't have to work today. Yay! And I don't have to work tomorrow. Yay! But I do have to go to Oklahoma. Whoo! I don't like that drive, but it'll be alright. We'll put on some music and we'll jam to it and we'll get there in no time. Music does that. So, my today's plans are, I'm not quite sure yet. The weather outside, it's humid, and it's cloudy, and then the sun comes up, and then it's cloudy, and the sun comes up. See, look. So, I don't know. I hope it rains, but then I hope it doesn't rain, because I don't want it to be more humid. I can't stand the humidity out here. It's horrible. I'd rather be back in California where it's, like, hot, but it's not a wet, like, sweaty, like, you know, you're just hot. It's dry out there. But that's about it. Haven't had my breakfast. Haven't decided what I want to eat yet. Guess I'll figure it out. Maybe I'll have a bowl of cereal. That's always good. And then probably do the dishes. And I mean, I don't have much dishes, but I gotta start the dishwasher. That's about it for now. So I'll talk to y'all later.